Hello again. In this video we will talk about how to extend operating system disk size and attach a data disk to a virtual machine. So first we will log into the portal using the username and password. We will go to the virtual machines. If you don't have one, we can create one. We already have one in deployment. We will click on the virtual machine that we have. It's called VM1, and we can see all the details in the portal here. As we can scroll down, we can see the size disk and the operating system disk for the VM1. It has one attached data disk. We will see and explain how we attach this disk, the data disk. We will go to the settings. Under settings, we will go to the disks. We will click on it. Once we click on it, we will see the details of the operating system disk that we have here. It's a premium SSD with 127 gigabyte, 500 IOPS, and this is the current settings of the OS disk that we have here. We will go to the size and performance under settings. We'll click on it and we will wait until we see all the available sizes. We have here the size, disk tier, and provisioned IOPS. So the current size is 256 gigabyte, P15 for the disk tier, and 1100 for provisioned IOPS. So we will upgrade to 1024 gigabyte, 1 tera 24 giga, and we just scroll down. We can see here this is the size that we want. Once we click on it, we will just go and hit save, and for this performance tier we can just keep the blank or we can go with the default one. Once we click save, the deployment will be updated. We have one error here, failed to update disk. Why? We will see now why. Because the virtual machine is running and we can't upgrade online. So that's mean we need to go to the virtual machine and we need to stop the virtual machine. We will stop the virtual machine. Now the stopping is running. We will just wait until the virtual machine is stopped so we can proceed and extend the OS disk size. We will just keep this ready, this page. As we can see here, the disk SKU, we can see the different flavors of sizes that we have, and this is what we talked about, the performance tier to upgrade. It depends which application you are running. If you need which type of IOPS you need, if this is a critical application, or if you are storing on the operating system itself, which is not recommended. It's recommended to use a separate disk, not on the OS disk, to run your critical applications. Okay, now the VM is stopped. We will click save and we will wait to upgrade the disk. The updating is happening, so it successfully updated the disk. We'll just go back to the disk and virtual machine. Expand this. We will just scroll down to the disk, data disk, and operating system. We will click on disk. As we can see here, still it's not reflecting. We will hit refresh. We can see now it's 1024 gigabyte, 1 tera 24 gigabyte. So now we successfully upgrade the OS size. Now we want to add a data disk. So we will just hit on create. We will choose the number of the LUN that we need. We have already for data 1 number 1. For data disk 2 we will choose 2. The storage type, we have locally premium standard or standard HDD. We will keep premium for our demo. And for the size, we can hit 1 tera. We will just make sure everything in place, and the save button should be active. So we will just check the disk name. As we can see, the save button is not active yet. Hot caching is read only. So we will just check again why the save button is not active. In our demo here, because we have between data and disk a space, so that means there shouldn't be any space between the letters. It should be no space. Okay, the save button is active. We will just hit save, and we will be creating our disk, which is 1 tera. It will take a couple of seconds. Okay, successfully created disk, and the virtual machine is updating on the spot. As we can see here, we have previously data disk, and we just added a new data disk with 1 tera gigabyte. Virtual machine is updated successfully. We will just hit refresh. Loading. Now it's storage type, size, perfect as expected. We'll go to the overview and check the VM disk. I kept here a link that I will keep in the description, how to using disk manager to upgrade the disk, to expand the disk. After you do the steps that we did in the portal, we need to log into the virtual machine and we need to expand the disk. And this is the last step that can be after we do all the steps in the portal. We will go back to the virtual machine. We will click on our VM here, VM1, and we will check again the disks. It's still showing 1. We will turn on the VM. We will start it now. As we can see, the starting is happening. And once the VM is up, as we can see now, the data disk is 2, but we need to just wait until the VM is up and running to check the health also of the VM. Okay, the virtual machine started, and we will just hit refresh. As we can see here, data disk 2, 1 was previously attached, and 1 we just added to the VM that we used for our demo today. Finally, don't forget to expand the disk size from the VM itself. That was all. Thank you.